Good morning all, I think. Welcome to Iron Grit Strength. And this is the morning after the day before. And I am battered. My upper back is crushed. My legs are weak. When I try and... Yeah, I've got to put some socks on later. That's going to be fun. No, it's not. Now I've had a chance to sleep through it all. A full rundown on the competition itself, what went well, what went not as well, and just a little bit of advice for anyone wishing or looking into competing. Yeah, so event one was the axle deadlift. I would strongly suggest that you try to practice the events that you've got on the day of your comp. For this one, I did buy a length of scaffolding, 6-foot pole, because it's just so much cheaper than an actual axle barbell. I got a bit lucky on my axle. There was actually knurling on it. I wasn't expecting there to be knurling, and obviously that can throw you off a little bit sometimes. Your grip might be slightly off center, but and depending on your type of strap, it could wriggle out a little bit easier, unless you're on figure eights. Obviously, I did talk about figure eights, so I think if I knew straight away, even if I did know, I think I just feel a little bit safer, if you like, with the wraparounds. Now, a lot of people could argue, well, you know, you're not going hard enough, you're not going strong enough. It's like, yeah, okay, fair enough, but worst case scenario, and you pass out, whoever's going to be unhooking your hands, I'm sure they'd appreciate it a lot more if they didn't have to unhook your hands and they could just bring your hands away. So yeah, that went well. I think I got 11 reps on that, and again, when I was practicing for that one at home, I think I went for maybe done a max of 5 at home, but that was planned. That was knowing there was some more room in the tank, and yeah, so the axle deadlift went pretty well. Got more than I planned. Didn't zero the event. Next event, which was meant to be the minibus pull, but because there'd been rain the night before, sun was out. They thought they were going to leave it till later in the comp, and then hopefully the ground would have dried up. But I'll tell you all about that fun and games later. Oh. There's going to be a lot of yawning on this video. So yes, this was what was it? A yoke into a duck walk into a yoke into a duck walk again. Now, the closest I'd got to yoke, was loading up a barbell and marching on the spot, which is completely different than actually walking forward. First couple of steps I took was very wobbly. At one point, one leg even crossed into the other. I thought I was going to drop it, didn't. So sort of I had to readjust, and after that it was small steps. So my big advice on yoke is small steps. I had 75 seconds to complete this, and I literally completed it in 74. So I would say out of all the events, one that probably cost me most points wise was the yoke into the duck walk into the yoke into the duck walk again. The second rundown, I said the duck walk, there wasn't a bother with them. The yokes were the issue. So somehow, I might just have to get myself to a strongman gym which has yokes, because that will probably happen before I'm able to open a physical Iron Grit Strength gym. Money. But yeah, no, completed it. That was the main thing. So yeah, completed it. No zero. Happy enough with that. Next was a Husafell for distance. I got 70 metres on that. I was quite chuffed with that. We picked it up from a box, went to the end, turned back, and of course I couldn't see much. So I ended up walking into the box, which sort of like slowed me down a little bit. So I picked up the pace walking back, and then the other one I had the guy jogging along next to me, so I was like, right, getting angry. But completed it. Did have a couple of seconds pause, and then got to the when I got to the end in 3, 2, just throw the thing, you know. So yeah, that was good. My advice on a Husafell sandbag, stone, whatever. If you can reach your arms around enough to do it, go for what's called a monkey grip, which is where you hook. Basically, one's under, one's over, because that is. I mean, try it now. If you've never done a monkey grip, try it again. That is a solid. Lift. I mean, you can interlock the fingers, but if it's sweaty, they're more likely to possibly go. And worst case scenario, you know, if you feel yourself slipping and you crunch them up there, there's the possibility of a dislocation. So yeah, so my personal advice would be go for a monkey grip if you're on a Husafell sandbag. But again, that's personal thing. So I was happy with the Husa. I got as I say, I got 7 meters, so I was quite happy with that. The minibus pull was next. Now, it had been raining the night before, relatively heavily, pretty heavily, and they had the minibuses on the field. Now again, beautiful sun. I got sunburn, which I think it hasn't helped today, so because my face just feels like, yeah. So, although the ground had dried up, it had made a little dip in the grass, you know. So for the first few people who were pulling, they couldn't get it quite, you know, it was a trouble just to get it over the dip thing. So mind you, they were good about it. They did let those people, the first couple of people who tried, they did give them the option to run again, which was good. By the time I got round to it, the dip thing wasn't much of a bother. It probably took about 2 or 3 seconds, but it felt like the longest 2 or 3 seconds in the world. But once I got the minibus going, it went pretty good. I got about 27 seconds, I think. Looking back on it, I think it was about 27, something like that. So yeah, completed it anyway. Main thing. Final event was a sandstone for load for reps. I managed about 7. Hang about. There was either, sound like the kids, there was either 6 or 7. A mate did record it, so I'll look back on that. What I do know is I would have got 1 more, but the grip went. And by the time I went to pick up the next one, there was like 3 seconds to go. Mind you, I still did though. I got it up to the lap, but you know, yeah. So all in all, it was a good day. Didn't zero anything. Yoke is definitely something I need to work on. I need to be able to find a slightly more. I need to be able to be practicing yoke properly. Like I say, that'll either happen when the ideal dream would come true and open up a gym of my own, or it'll be a case of having to bite the bullet and travel to a strongman gym with all the implements. I probably could have done without the cycle in, But in fairness, you know, the closer to the event, it's pretty much downhill and flats. But even cycling on the flat, after cycling up a couple of moderate hills, so going in, yeah, looking back, you could call them moderate hills, but I'd say the problem is, you do 10 moderate hills, there was more than 10. By the time you get to 5, you've already had to do like 5 moderate before you get to the other 5 moderate, so it does add up. And one hill early on that I had to go up was not moderate, it was nasty. But yeah, a good day. Nothing zeroed. That is the important thing. Yeah, very, very chuffed. Like I said, I'm going to be start working. I'm not going to be lifting anything heavy or anything at all. No, I won't be doing anything major for probably. I mean, it's Monday now, so I'll probably give myself the week. Maybe do some like light stretchy stuff, maybe. But that's a big maybe right now. I couldn't stretch a band. So yeah, that's the end of that. Right, I am going to start pushing the coaching a bit more. So there we go. So if you fancy getting coached, getting some strongman coaching, give me a nod. You can chuck a comment on here. You can find me on Instagram on Iron Grit Strength. You can find me on Facebook on Iron Grit Strength. So yeah, if you want to be a stronger version of yourself, stronger, fitter, healthier version of yourself, give me a nod, because you know, I think after I know I talk about it a lot, but I cycled 20 miles before a strongman competition. I'm not unfit. You know, I'm far beyond the 6-pack. Not far beyond, but it's beyond. You know, I've got solid abs. Just I've got some, you know, some tub in front of them. I've just got a keg in front of the 6-pack. I'm joking. It's not that bad. Rightio. Well, I'll leave you as I always leave you. Keep strong, keep happy, keep healthy, and I'll speak to you all later.